rest of your life. However long, however short that may be. Written beneath that wound, in the language you have just learned, is the date of your death. I'm so sorry. I don't know what that was.
Ow.
Ow, yes, it hurts.
Okay.
I am so sorry that this happened. She looks up at everyone. I have to go. I have brought something dark and festering into your home. And I wish that I could ask you all to forget me, but I know that you cannot. I have things I must attend to here in Ember. Would you come with me? Even after all of this?
I look around at people who are surrounded me, and I go, "Oh, but you're the girl. I need to protect the girl. That's you. But she's a girl too. I feel like I should protect her as well."
She smiles, gives you back the feather, says that maybe you're needed here.
"But I need to protect you. That's my purpose. Protect the girl. What do I do? Tell me what to do, please. I don't know what to do."
I don't know either.
Yet another thing that neither of us know.
Aravin moves. He doesn't move, he prowls. There is rage in this man's eyes as he approaches this girl in the hallway. Leave my house. I will leave your home. No, I will not leave Ember. I have more things to attend to. I will leave my protector here with you. We do not need your protector.
Dad.
And he falters, he softens. He doesn't speak for me. He is his own creature. Let him stay. I have no influence over him. I think that he was supposed to protect me until I figured out what I was. And I have learned. I am learning. And I am sorry. Have a good day. She waves a hand, taps into something within herself, green light. Seeps into both of you. You returned to full hit points.
Oh, thank God for that.
Okay. She leaves, and as she does, a shadow that you had not noticed dissipates. Mabel on the floor. Elitha picks her up. Sibly and Finn cradling each other. Gwerxos baffled and left behind. And you understand Mabel May Mortimer exactly what she was. Time moves slow, like liquid glass, for a moment. And Gwerxos, your purpose has just walked out of the door. But here is someone else who needs protecting, lying in the arms of her mother. Mabel, how are you feeling?
I think she's pretty kind of zonked is... Oh, it's a goofy word to describe it, but that's all I got. She's massively out of it. She's just had the first ever near-death experience.
And you would describe that sensation as being zonked.
Listen, man, we've had a stressful time.
Listen, this is a whimsical space.
I've got to return some of the levity to the room.
You look like a little high child, staring into the middle distance, cradled so small, as though you are even younger than you are now. Your father, wordlessly, takes his bow and arrow and leaves.
Oh.
Ellie looks down at you and whispers, "It's going to be alright. Everything's going to be alright. What did you see? What did she do to you?"
A lot. And it hurt. But she also fixed it. So... I don't know.
She did. She did fix it. Something is changing in the air. I can feel it. Are you okay?
Mabel kind of brushes herself down a little bit, like as she's laying, and she's like, I think so.
Ellie looks over at Sibly on the floor. Are you okay?
Yeah, and you're welcome, by the way.
What?
My ritual saved you. I know it took a little while to kick in, but it always comes around in the end.
Thanks.
Yeah, you know, usually I get a little sacrifice for that, but it's okay. I understand you don't know the customs yet.
Sibly, I don't think that your ritual is what saved Mabel.
Of course it is. It always is.
Okay. He hugs you closer in a way that's sort of like stopping you from talking.
Smothers them.
Yeah, he, smothers Sibly.
They're just there sort of muffled like,
Mabel, can I ask you to make
No.
a medicine check?
It's a 6, but I'm gonna lucky it. So we're gonna go again.
You luckied that and not your death saving throw.
Because not the wisdom saving
Oh,
throw
yes,
to stop me dying.
I love the things that you prioritize as a child.
I forgot I had lucky in that moment because many other things were happening. That is better. That is a 14.
You suddenly remember something really quite urgent. Something from the moment where your consciousness was touched by whoever this girl was. You're in pain. You're in a lot of pain. And it is emanating from your chest.
Oh, ow.
Are you alright?
She kind of taps her chest a few times. That hurts as well. She's a fool.
More pain.
More pain.
Elitha takes a look and sees... I would say that it looks like a burn. Fact is, this wound is as festering and black as night. A brambled ring of scar tissue. And beneath it, a language that you can comprehend. And you see the date of your death.
Does she know that's what it is?
She shouldn't. But she does.
Lovely.
And it's up to you whether you share that with your family or whether you keep that knowledge to yourself.
Oh god, absolutely not. I'm not telling anybody that.
You keep it close. And there's something powerful and profound in that. That is your date to remember. Things go a little hazy in the coming days. Everyone remains at the Mortimer household for some time. Do you feel that there is any role that you take in looking after Mabel in these next days?
I think Sibly comes in to play some music on the pan flute. Sort of keeps laying their hands on her every now and then, doing weird little rituals. They think they're healing her, for sure. But they're just sort of breathing over you and moving their hands around above your body like they're doing some weird spirit stuff.
She's just watching the whole time. She's just like, okay, sure, let's go with that.
I think Gwerxos is taking a very analytical approach to it. Very, not psychopathic, not unfeeling, but kind of like a GP. He's really just trying to figure out the symptoms. He doesn't know what to do with any of them, but he's writing them down in his notebook.
Hell yeah, I like the idea of you coming in with one of those little things you knock on people's knees with. She's like, how's this for reflexes?
As these two completely inexperienced children try and medically rehabilitate her daughter, Elitha Mortimer often has to enter the room and usher you both out.
Friendship!
But I think that every now and then, when she's awake and she realises that you're by her daughter's side in the room late at night, she just closes the door too and leaves you all be. Eventually, a healer of sorts does come. This is a woman, Mabel, that you have been aware of in life, though she's always been a kind of distant presence. This is Elder Suhani, ancient woman. As far as you are aware, from what you've heard through the grapevine, she's actually one of the first humans. When the child created Tanamai, elves were made to be the first thing that was here, and what followed was humanity. Elder Suhani looks very much so like she could be one of those first humans. A 400-year-old woman.
Yes!
Walks into the room. I say walks, hunches into the room with agonizingly slow steps and a wooden staff in her hand. She's got a very large, wrinkled face and the longest, most luxurious white hair that you genuinely don't know how she's maintained. She walks in. Druidic markings on her face, though this is a somewhat primitive form of a druid. Not in the barbaric sense, but in the sense that there is no magic here. There's just a connection with nature. She walks in, sees you there on a little bed that Elitha has set up for you downstairs. She goes, My, what do we have here? What is your name, child?
Hi, Mabel. She does a little wave.
Mabel. Do you mind telling me what happened? I have forgotten. You tell her everything that happened. Oh, very grave indeed. Dark tidings over Ember. Dark tidings indeed. Ellie says to her, do you think there's anything you can do? Suhani goes, No idea.
Of course.
I've never seen anything like this.
Not as long as I have lived. No, this is something older. Very ancient magic. I have a few balms and tinctures for the pain. Take them as you will. But what you have been graced by, I have never seen anything like it.
Okay.
She pinches your cheek. She turns to Elitha. Holds out a withered hand. And Elitha kind of uncomfortably places a pouch of silver in it. And Sahani just goes,
Thank you.
and leaves.
What the fuck? This woman,
on.
I love her, but God, she's useless.
I think even Sibly did more than that.
No.
At least Sibly stuck around for a little while.
I tell you what,
Their hands
I'm
around.
going to roll a medicine check to see how effective the kind of balms and tinctures are at relieving the pain and reducing the kind of, the like scarring of the tissue. Okay, that's a nat 20.
Oh, go on, I'll just see honey.
Oh my god, I take it back, I'm sorry.
Over the days that you are applying this medicine, where you were starting to feel weak and weary, like something was sapping at your energy in the same way that the wasting has been sapping at your mother, there's a fire in you that burns. And it fights off this exhaustion. After a week, you do feel quite capable. You're sort of slowly getting back on your feet. You're continuing, your daily rounds. You're starting to notice that while Aravin does seem very stressed and very focused on something, he's coming back to his kind of usual self. Staying at the house, fun-loving, happy. I tell you what, in this kind of week, what goes down?
I'm gonna ask you about the goat legs again. Zero hesitation.
Oh god, this child.
What's up with the goat legs?
Starlight beams through the window of Mabel's little room. Huddled under blankets, Mabel turns to Sibly with a burning question.
Why do you have goat legs?
The legs? Oh, well, my ma says that it's from when I came out of her vagina. And, the magic in her body just sort of flowed into my legs. But it didn't quite make it up to my head, and that's why I can't remember all the knowledge that I do know. All the knowledge is in there. I know everything. But I can't remember it sometimes, and that's what she says. And that's why she has to tell me it sometimes. And then I remember it. You know what I mean?
That didn't explain any of it.
Well, why don't you have goat legs?
Because
Is my question.
Because neither of my parents are goats. Is your dad a goat? Is
What?
my aunt a goat?
What does that have to do with legs, though?
Can you guys please be quiet? I'm trying to sleep.
Finley, why do we have goat legs?
I don't know. I never found out who our father was.
Oh, so my auntie doesn't have goat legs. It's my uncle.
I guess.
What does Papa have to do with our legs?
It could just be magic, Sibly. Who knows?
I think it's magic.
Our mother's strange. She makes strange dealings with strange people, and we have to deal with the consequences.
Gwerxos, what do you think?
I don't actually know what a goat is.
Twinkly fading out from that scene.
We're getting Mortimer household vignettes going
Yeah, a
on.
little Mortimer
I
vignettes.
think Sibly's just putting on little songs every now and then. Every time they sit down for dinner, Sibly stops everyone first and is like, hold on.
Oh god, here we go again.
Hold on. I've got to do the pre-feast song first.
Okay,
This is my
Sibly.
favourite bit.
After a couple of days where he seemed especially stormy and distracted, Aravin comes to you, Gwerxos. It's gotten cold enough now that he's got a sort of sage green scarf really pulled up tight beneath his chin. He's wearing all of his ranger attire. He approaches you. You're very tall.
Yes, I have noticed this.
You're resilient as well, aren't you?
If you like.
Look, what if I told you that I had a secret for you?
Ooh, is this like a real secret, or is this kind of like the whole Mabel stealing food from the pantry thing?
Mabel's been stealing food from the pantry?
No.
It's a real secret.
It's a real secret. Ooh, fancy. What? Tell it. Ooh, yes.
You cannot tell Mabel. You cannot tell Sibly. You cannot tell Finn.
Okay, so... Alright, that's most people. Got it.
Because if they hear, they will throw themselves in harm's way.
Okay.
You...
Is that like a lane or like another field? Because I've thrown myself in many fields.
It's danger.
Danger. Ooh, that sounds dangerous.
It is.
Okay.
I have been working on something. I would like you to come with me to see the Ember Rangers. I think we could have use for a man of your strengths.
I would be honoured and privileged to provide some assistance. Sir.
Gwerxos tilts his head because he's never called anyone sir before.
It's just Aravin.
Aravin, sir. Yes.
Please do not do that. Sir Aravin was my father.
Okay then. Great. Lovely.
In the morning,
In the morning,
we take a trip out of here.
we take a trip out of here.
We are very quiet.
We are very quiet. My specialty.
We do not bump into things.
We do not bump into things. I'm less good at that.
We go into the Felvir Woods,
We go there.
and you trust me.
And I trust you. Easy. Can do that already. Way ahead of you.
Okay, I'm just going to say this now. Sometimes in life, you really shouldn't trust people as easily as you've trusted us.
Oh, well, so far out of everyone I've met, only one of them has done harm. So, I think that's a good ratio. I don't know what a ratio is. I should find that out.
You're a very strange man. And I trust you too. Thank you for looking after my daughter.
He trusts me.
Gwerxos is very happy.
Next morning, I'll see you here.
Yes, absolutely.
He leaves. Concurrently, at the exact same time, Elitha Mortimer is also scheming.
Yeah,
She's always.
I was
scheming.
waiting for that. You said she had a scheming face last time.
These two are the most fantasy parents ever. They are scheming constantly.
We need to start scheming together.
That's how they got married.
That's true love.
They both were just independently scheming about their wedding. And then they were like, what if we schemed together? That sounds like a bad euphemism now.
Elitha, one dinner, I think this has happened on a very snowy day when snow was packed up so high against the door that you guys haven't been able to leave. It's been a little day of being snowed in, playing by the fire with the toys that Elitha has made. Feeling sleepy, feeling restful, drinking hot cocoa. It's Yuletide, baby. Elitha approaches you and Finley. Can I talk to you both for a moment, in private?
Why does Mabel not get to be on any of the schemes?
They wouldn't scheme with their own daughter.
I think if Mabel is listening to that conversation, I think there is a realization there of like, oh no, I almost died and I'm being coddled.
Oh yeah, no. The horror dawns on her face. She's like, oh, they're not gonna let me fall out of trees anymore.
Sneak around. Eavesdrop.
Well, she's gonna sneak at some point, but
Elitha comes over to you two. Do you mind if I talk to you both in private?
Sure.
Okay. Mabel, Do you mind going over to your room for a moment?
Okay.
Don't worry, you're not missing anything.
But fine. She takes like a couple toys, leaves.
My illness has been getting worse.
Are you ill?
I am.
Sorry, I didn't know.
I am.
What are you ill with?
It's something called the wasting.
What's that?
Painful.
Okay. Just painful? Like what does that mean?
I have met people in life with wasting, and it affects everyone in different ways. All I know is that it strips away a little bit about who you are. And for a long time, I've been keeping it at bay. Your mother, did she say anything strange about me before you got here?
I suppose it depends on what you mean by strange. She's not said that much about you, but mostly she said you were a heretic and that you left the family.
I did leave. I didn't want to. Your mother and I fought a lot. And when I left, she placed something on me that I've been struggling with ever since. And I wanted to warn you about it, because Mabel knows about it. And it affects me, and sometimes I have to leave for some time, and sometimes I don't feel like myself. I feel distant, and I just wanted to tell you that does not mean that I care for you any less.
I don't really understand. What do you mean she put something on you?
She smiles, holds your face, says the words that she said to you many times since you've met her. You'll understand when you're older.
That's what Finn always says.
Yeah, well, you will understand when you're older. You just gotta be smart like me.
Like you, yeah. You forget I know everything already.
I know what she placed on you, Elitha. And I'm sorry that she did. Thank you. But I want you both to understand. No matter what, you are never responsible for her actions. Okay? You are not an extension of your mother. You're your own children. I don't know where you will go from here once you fly the nest.
Like I don't have wings.
I know, it's...
I tried.
You've tried?
Well, Ma made me try once, you know.
Oh.
She said that the Messiah would be able to fly one day. Pushed me off a rock.
Oh, Sibly, everything you say hurts me so much.
It's okay, there were bushes underneath. And then she said, one day, Sibly, you'll be able to fly.
I'm going to hug you again, is that okay?
I mean, sure.
She hugs you.
Oh, Sibly just kind of melts into it.
Aww.
She says once more, you are not responsible for what she does. Can you make an insight check for me?
18 plus, that's a 19.
She's saying that to herself too.
Oh,
Mother.
My sickness is going to keep getting worse, and that is quite scary. It is. But I wanted to warn you, because I love you both very much, and you are a part of this family, and you will always have a place welcome by our fireside.
Auntie, I don't know if I should say this or not, but you're a lot nicer than Ma said you'd be.
She looks at you, silver hair, glowing in the firelight, just like yours. If you're gonna keep getting worse, are you gonna leave us like Mabel almost did? I don't know, and I don't want to make any promises. Why not? Why can't you promise? Because I don't want to disappoint you, Finn. And he leaves the room.
Oh, brother.
I think at the mention of Mabel almost leaving them, tears start to stream down Sibly's face because they are remembering the visions.
Sibly, what's wrong? What's wrong, dear? Why are you crying?
Well, do you know when that weird girl came into the house?
Very difficult to forget.
Yes, yeah, I've been finding the same thing. And she put her fingers on my head. Well, I didn't really know whether I should say this or not, because it sort of felt like a messiah vision that I shouldn't be sharing with mortals, but...
I'm just going to stop you there. Share every vision you have with us.
Okay.
Share everything that you believe is a
I'll try
vision.
to remember that from now on. But, she started to show me these things, and I didn't really understand them. I know that I should understand them, because I should understand everything, but it was really horrible.
What was it?
It was sort of like an ending, but like a final ending to everything. You know...
You, as you say that, and when you open your eyes, Elitha no longer has white hair. It's black again.
You broke her again.
I'm sorry. The white hair looked really good as well. Sorry. Sorry, I know she's your mother, but...
She blinks heavily. Sorry, what did you say?
Whoa. How did you do that?
How did I do what?
Your hair.
My hair. She holds it in her hand.
I mean, it's really lovely, but I sort of thought the silver was better.
What do you mean silver?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Are we done here?
I think so, darling.
Well, thank you for talking to me about this. I didn't really know, I didn't want to tell Finn about it, because, he's always worrying about me.
He does do that.
Yeah.
Do you worry about him too?
I don't worry about anything.
Maybe he deserves a bit of your worry.
Well, I'll try to think about it.
I'm worried about him too.
Okay. Then I'm also worried, I suppose.
But I think that he's someone who wants to find his own path, and I know that he will. But we have to be there to look after him too.
I'll try to do that from now on.
Thank you for telling me this. As you start to leave...
They go straight to Mabel.
Yeah. As you start to leave, she calls back to you. I'm going to try my hardest not to leave. Like Mabel did.
Tears again.
Yeah, do you try and hide your tears from Elitha?
Yeah.
Make a stealth check for me.
Wait, I have a +1 to Dex.
Yes.
That is a 16.
She doesn't see you weeping. You go to Mabel's door. Can you make a little perception check for me too?
I think nope, I'm not great at perception. That is a 15.
Okay. She doesn't see you crying because she's began herself. As soon as your back was turned. And you enter Mabel's room.
She's tinkering with various toys.
Yeah.
She's got like a screwdriver and she's dismantling one of the lovingly crafted toys that her mother has made.
Trying to turn it into an explosive.
She just wants to figure out how it ticks.
Cogs and nuts and bolts are sprawled out across the floor of Mabel's room. She is sat there with little, makeshift goggles.
Yes!
And just kind of absolutely decimating these things.
Cousin! Listen, quiet down. I've got something to tell you.
I wasn't doing anything.
Why are you acting so suspicious?
And then they push some nuts and bolts aside to make a little space to sit down.
What'd my mum say?
Alright. It's not so much what she said, it's more like her hair is changed again. Is that something that just happens?
It changed again?
Yeah, you know it was silver before? It's black again. It was real creepy.
No, I don't. Why does that keep happening?
I don't know, but you know what? It seems like a mystery that we need to solve.
I know this started when you got here.
Well, you know, I do sort of have a habit of shifting reality anywhere I go. It's the Messiah powers and all that, you understand.
You don't have... Okay, nope.
You'll believe me eventually. They all do.
Her hair is black again.
Yeah?
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to take apart a model train right now. I don't have time for this.
You don't think that's a bit weird or interesting?
Yeah, it's super weird and super interesting, but I can't leave this house.
Why not?
They won't let me. Because I've got a big thing on my chest, and everyone looks at me like I'm gonna run away.
Alright, cousin, listen to me. Where I'm from, I'm sort of like the boss.
Really?
Yeah, really. So, I think I sort of supersede your parents
Yeah.
in
yeah.
like bossness.
Yeah.
So if I tell you that you can leave the house, you can leave the house?
I am holding you to that. And if I ask if my parents find out, I'm gonna tell them you said that.
Right, that's totally fine.
You're fine with that?
Yeah, that's fine. Why would that not be fine?
This is the best day of my life.
Should we get the other one? The big tin man?
Gwerxos, where are you whilst this conversation is happening, freaking out about your new secret?
Oh yeah!
Oh goodness, I think I'm probably in the kitchen. Because that's one of the only rooms that I'm aware of that isn't full of people at the moment.
You relate to the pots and pans.
Yeah, I do. They're full of metal in there. Gwerxos is trying to figure out food. Because he really needs a distraction from this secret, because otherwise he will tell someone.
Can you make a chef's utensils check for me?
Oh, what now?
What the fuck?
A chef's utensils. It is one of the official tools in D&D.
That is insane.
You do not have proficiency in it, so this would just be dexterity.
I don't think I've ever heard, can you make a chef's utensils check?
That is a 5. What Aravin wants me to do.
Oh, blimey.
Gwerxos, are you in the kitchen?
No, that's, yes, I am. That's not the secret. I can be in the kitchen. Yes, I am in the kitchen. Yes. What is it? A secret? Who said anything about a secret? I don't have a secret.
Would you mind turning off the fire?
Right, yes. How... Could you do that, actually? I'm not entirely convinced I
She
know how.
wheels in, extinguishes the fire in the kitchen. So much smoke. Looks at you. You're going to have to open some windows.
Is that part of the cooking process?
Let's just say it's part of the aftermath.
Brutal.
Am I allowed to tell you about the secret?
Hold on, just a moment. The house is burning down, so it'd be really nice if we got all this smoke out.
The house is... No. I'm only cooking the food.
Yes, and sometimes cooking the food extends to cooking the bungalow.
And that's bad.
Oh, very, very bad.
Yes.
I know
understood.
that it's cold, but we should be very careful.
Yes. Right.
Could you please open the windows?
Absolutely. I sort of look at her expectantly.
She looks down at her wheelchair and looks at you expectantly.
I look at the wheelchair. I tilt my head. And I go,
Yes, she tells you how to open a window, opens the doors in the house. She's there with like a tea towel. What did do you mean secret?
The secret that,
Make a charisma saving throw for me.
This is not good.
That was immediate and violent.
Okay, that is a 2 with a -2, so it's a 0.
What do you mean secret?
Secret! Yes! Well, see, I actually wrote this down. A secret is something that you're not supposed to tell anyone, right? So, for example, Mabel stealing food from the pantry, that's like a low-level secret. Like, I'm not really meant to tell anyone, but I'm sure there'll be no consequences if I do.
Mabel's been stealing food from the pantry.
See, that is not the first time someone has said that. That's very
Who
funny.
else said that?
Aravin, when he was telling me about the other secret that I'm not supposed to say to anyone. You probably know it already, I assume. Well, he's asked me out to go and help with the Rangers, I think. He had a green scarf on at the time, but I don't think that's part of the secret, honestly.
He asked you to join the Rangers.
Well, I don't think it was implied that I'd join them, just that I'd, go and help out and do some rangery things.
What did he say?
I wrote it down, actually, yes.
And I pull out my notebook, and I realise that I didn't write it down. I forgot to write it down. And I go,
Well, he said that he'd found something, I think. No, that's not right. Oh, I was more excited about the secret part of it, to be honest. And I have to meet him in the spot that he told me tomorrow morning. It's going to be good.
What is my husband planning? Thank you, Gwerxos. I will...
No, you can't tell anyone. It's a secret.
I wasn't planning on telling anyone.
Oh, well then, everything's fine. No harm done.
She looks again at the wall of smoke. No harm done.
Brilliant. Well, I think this conversation went swimmingly.
Quite. Well, good luck on your outing. How about you tell me how it goes? Once it's done.
Oh, I would love to.
I'm curious to know.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That would be great.
Okay.
I look forward to the conversation then too. God, I'm getting good at this.
Gwerxos, you are a joy to have in the house. Please, can you stop burning our dwindling food supplies?
Yes, I think it's probably best that I stay out of the kitchen.
Quite possibly, because she looks off wistfully into the distance. Something is eating the crops.
Yes! Something is eating the crops!
Crops mentioned!
And somewhere, off in the wind, a Chekhov's gun fires. The boughs of Kuakariki, her branches open over the sun, and daylight flashes over Tanamai, breaking through the dark. At the earliest hours of the morning, Gwerxos shoots up.
I'm gonna go and try and make people breakfast.
Oh, Gwerxos, no! How loud are you when you get up?
So loud.
Make a perception check.
I got
At
6.
disadvantage because you're asleep. 17 at disadvantage. You begin to cook. Mabel, panic. You hear pots and pans in the kitchen. Oh shit.
First thought, we're being robbed. Second thought, there's no Gwerxos. We're not being robbed, it's worse.
Gwerxos, Mom said you're not supposed to be in the kitchen.
Yes, but I just thought, I'm not supposed to be in the kitchen when, people can see me. Because that's when it's a problem.
I can see you.
Oh, I'm not meant to be in the kitchen.
No. Take there's on your head, there's a...
Yes, I put it there for safekeeping, so I didn't forget where it was. Although I did lose it, so thank you for telling me that it was still there.
Okay,
I was wondering.
brilliant.
Brilliant.
Can you take it off? Or...
Yes, absolutely. I take the pot off of my head and I kind of hand it to you, but it's very hot.
Mabel drops it immediately. Ah! Ow, 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 ow.
Oh, yes, sorry, I forgot you. Yeah, you can feel that, can't you?
Yes.
Footsteps. A door opens, closes. Your father, Aravin, walks into the kitchen. Mabel, why are you awake?
Mabel just points at Gwerxos.
Gwerxos, why are you in the kitchen?
Well, I was going to make everyone a lovely breakfast to show my appreciation, and, I just want to say that I absolutely was not telling Mabel anything about our secret trip today.
You're what? Are people doing things without me again?
Mabel,
Yeah.
go back to bed.
Everyone's so boring.
I'm sorry. Did we almost die?
She leaves. Kind of sulks away.
He calls after you. Mabel,
Yeah.
I know that you're planning to follow us.
No.
Don't. Please don't. This is boring in of itself.
But-
You look at your father. There's a bow and arrow on his back. This does not look boring.
Yeah, my god, man. It's a secret. She's just like, but...
This is going to be boring. I thought you said it would be dangerous.
Aravin grabs you by the arm. He's like, we're getting out of here.
Okay. Mabel goes straight back to the room, wakes up Sibly and Finley.
Oh, I don't want to be awake, man. Why are you waking me up?
Dad's gone to do secret things,
I don't care.
but he's taken Gwerxos.
Sibly puts a hand over Mabel's mouth.
We are trying to sleep.
Let him go back to sleep, Mabel.
And they make eyes at Mabel. Stop talking.
Go back to sleep, brother. You look really peaky.
Thought you were the narcoleptic one.
Yeah, well, I've got enough sleep, haven't I?
Good night.
Alright, let's go.
A trail leading from the Mortimer bungalow. Footsteps. Ones that are very light, others that are extremely deep. Can you make a perception check for me?
16.
Ooh, oh my god, that's a 19.
The both of you in unison, you hear a twig snap, and you see, in a little bit of shrubbery, Kaya Pariah.
Yes!
Big old glasses, curly hair, big fur-lined coat. Are you guys going on an adventure?
Why are you awake?
It's my granddad snores. It's really difficult to sleep. Also, I am wired all the time. I have so much energy. I usually come out in the morning and I build little snow people for myself and I pretend that I'm their queen.
That sounds awesome, actually. Can I join you sometime?
Yes,
Yes.
you must be an underling though.
Can I be a knight?
Of course.
Yes!
Cousin, who is this?
Who
is
are
this thing
you?
staring at us?
A lot of things have happened.
Yeah, I heard that you almost left.
How does everybody know about that?
Oh, people talk.
Okay, yeah, but, headline, there are 3 more people in my house than there were last week.
Amazing. I would hate that.
It's kind of cramped. One of them, he's cool, definitely, he's cool.
Well, he's alright.
I'm getting to it. The other one, he's Gwerxos. He just left with my dad, I don't know if you were looking.
I was.
Yeah, he's the guy who left with my dad. And, this is
And
Sibly.
possibly Mortimer.
Sibly.
Hi.
Yeah, you can call me Sibly if you like. Sibly holds their hand out again.
Okay, possibly.
Alright.
The shade.
Sibly and Finley are my cousins.
Oh, cool. Hi, Sibly. Holds out.
Oh no! I don't like this one bit.
I love her so much.
The red flags.
Kaya holds out a hand to you to shake it.
Sibly kind of shakes it awkwardly.
I was gonna
they
say,
still don't really
This
know
is
what
the
it
exact
yes.
same thing Mabel did to you.
She does the exact same thing to you that Mabel does. Make an insight check for me.
Oh my god, no!
Dad! No. Oh, fuck.
Insight, did you say? That's a 10.
She does the same thing to you that Mabel does. And she's smiling.
Okay.
So, you're all looking to go on an adventure. That's so much fun. I'm not allowed to go on adventures because my grandparents say that it's, terrible, and my grandfather goes, oh, I remembered a time when there was death.
Well, I mean, we're coming back to that later, but I'm not allowed to go on adventures right now either because of my thing.
Oh my, you're both breaking rules?
Well, no, I'm not breaking the rules.
That's a lie, they are.
You're
not
both
breaking
breaking
the
rules.
because I make the rules.
Right.
So if I say that you can go, you can go. So come on, let's all go.
Going on an adventure.
Yeah, sure.
come on.
go
Where are we
an
going?
adventure.
I don't know. I think they've gone to the ranger's place.
Wind on the outskirts of the Felvale Woods. Aravin has been very quiet on this journey. He has started to take on a slightly hawkish appearance. The way that he is constantly observing everything, keeping track of that which is on the ground, that which is in the mountains, that which could be in the treetops. Bow and arrow slung over his shoulder. We're almost there.
You said that 5 minutes ago.
I did.
Are you lying? What is going on? I'm cold. No, I'm not. That's a lie. I lied. I'm sorry. Forgive me, please.
Gwerxos.
I'm making a fool of myself. Oh, God. No,
Gwerxos,
What?
you are not making a fool of yourself. That being said, we should proceed with caution and quietness.
Yes, I remember you said about the quietness. Has that been an issue so far?
Not yet.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, sorry. I was worried for a second that I'd been talking too much.
I'd like you to see something.
Okay, you can do that. There's some snow on the ground, there's some trees over there. You're standing next to me, I can see you, that's something.
Good skills of observation, there's maybe a ranger in you yet.
Oh, brilliant.
A ranger, or... He looks off into the distance. Something else.
I like this something else possibility.
You continue to walk into the Felvale Woods, keeping his eyes on the tree line, keeping his eyes on anything he can see. You get so far off the path, and eventually you make your way to a cave. Crystalline ice rings the mouth of it, and from inside, it's just void. He suddenly gets very wistful. He begins to talk, but it doesn't sound like he's talking to you. My daughter has been branded for life. My wife is getting worse. Do you know what that does to someone?
Well, I imagine that it would probably... maybe wrinkles. I think the added stress would probably cause a lot of wrinkles. You'd probably maybe stop taking as good care of yourself. Showers would probably, and bathing would probably become more of an issue. Hold on.
Wrinkles? I look fine.
This is about you. Oh, no, that would have made it a lot easier, actually, because then I would have talked about the more, hunchback thing that you've got going on. And, the sort of more aggressive stepping and all the controlling, and maybe you're being a little more aggressive with your words, and your fun-loving attitude has been decreased slightly. I'm not saying any of that, because that would be very rude, and I do want you to like me. So, I'm going to stop talking, actually, yes.
Gwerxos?
Am I allowed to talk again? Yes, that was my self-imposed rule.
A moment.
Absolutely.
I need you to focus.
I'm so focused right now.
I fear that something is changing. I want to get ahead of the curve. I want to make sure that my family is safe.
Fair. I think that's very noble of you.
Do you see this cave?
Yes, it's got crystallized ice around the entrance, and inside it just looks like a void.
It does. This cave's older than Ember.
Yes, that makes sense.
It's the oldest thing here.
Wow. Even older than that Suhani person? I mean, she was old. My God, that woman was old.
She's someone I hold great respect for.
As do I. I love old people. The older the better, that's what I say. How old are you?
33.
Oh. You look older.
In this cave is something very important, something that we, the Rangers, have been sworn to protect since we arrived here in Ember.
Okay.
Do you know what magic is?
Does anybody really know what magic is? I mean, so far I've had very mixed results from asking these questions. But I saw the thing with the feather, that seemed pretty magical.
And I have been thinking about that ever since it happened.
I would imagine so. It seemed like it would leave some lasting trauma on a father such as yourself.
Not trauma.
Oh?
Motivation.
Well. How inspiring.
That feather, as small and dainty as it was, protected my daughter.
Yes, you know that was my feather. I found that when I... Yes, anyway.
And you will keep it by your side as long as you protect my girl.
You have my word.
Good. Come with me. He turns to you. How familiar are you with serpents?
Serpents. I don't think I've ever heard the word.
You're going to have to get familiar. I'm testing something out.
Brilliant, okay.
Trust me. It's not going to hurt you. And
Sure,
he
it'll be fun.
leaves.
Aravin.
What do we have here?
Are you a serpent?
I am the protector of the Mother's will.
That really was not what I asked.
Tell me.
Answering questions with a question.
Silence!
Okay, well, I see my words are not appreciated here.
Silence! Tell me why you are here.
Can I just say, if I'm meant to be silent, how am I meant to answer that question?
Can you make a,
Oh god, holy shit.
Oh, amazing. That doesn't require a saving throw. Okay.
You're fucked.
A dome. The snake peers in at you from the other side of the dome.
I wave gently.
He readies himself up with a smile.
What mortal dares to step foot in my abode? To what end do you seek?
No sound comes out of your mouth. Eyelids shutter over its eyes sideways, and when they come back, there are starry voids in place of what was once there. And you hear a voice only in your mind, and you understand that you are compelled to only answer the questions that it asks. Starlight bores into you.
To what end do you seek?
I want to protect the girl.
The girl. I have heard of this girl. The mother is not fond of her awakening.
At this point, Gwerxos is very confused because I think in his mind at this point, he is talking about Mabel.
Oh,
Oh.
You serve her, do you?
No. I serve her father.
Her father? She has a father? This is worse than I imagined. Do you know what it is to protect?
No.
Interesting. Most people stumble here with some understanding.
I have very little of that.
What lies in art of you? Starlight burning in the back of your mind, and so quickly do you expel it. What is at the heart of a man that does not have one? What are you?
Gwerxos.
There is no heart within you not to be true.
Yes?
You may enter. You do not want, you do not desire. You can withstand it. And it slinks back into the darkness.
Aravin comes out from behind a rock, walks over to you.
We are not going in there. I'm glad to know that I was right. He grabs you and leaves the cave.
Away in the woods, you two have been following. You three, Kaya included, have been following the footsteps of your father and Gwerxos. And I would like you both to make a survival check for me, or a nature check.
It was in that one.
I got a 4.
Well, to be fair, we're 7 and 9.
That's true.
Sibly, Kaya, and Mabel are all following the footsteps of Aravin and Gwerxos, and at some point the footsteps divert left off the path.
I think we should keep following the path.
But they went that way.
But don't we just follow? Surely they followed the path.
But clearly they didn't, because it goes that way.
Alright, well if you know so much about footsteps, we'll follow the footsteps.
Mabel kind of looks up at the trees. If they leave the path, it's worse. Factually.
Kaya leans over. I think we should follow the footsteps. It's obviously where they were going.
It is. Yeah.
Alright then, let's follow. I don't really do democracy, but sure, let's follow the footsteps.
Okay. Mabel takes like a deep breath.
Why are you acting like this is so scary? It's just a forest.
But I've never been off the path before.
Sun is high in the sky. You follow the footsteps, and you keep following them. And something for the players to know, but not the characters, is that Gwerxos and Aravin went right. Deep, deep into the Felville woods. The trees get thicker, their trunks get larger, the canopy grows heavier and blocks out more and more of the early morning sunlight. Moss and lichen lines the ground. Snow rabbits, little Arctic hares and foxes run away from the direction that you are going in. But you both rolled a nat 1 and a 4 on survival and nature. You keep forging on.
If this is your fucking Scooby-Doo mystery, I'm gonna kill you.
Kaya leans into you. Mabel,
Uh-huh.
I don't want to alarm you.
What?
We've run out of footsteps.
Oh.
What does that mean?
Well, there's no more footsteps in front of us. Look.
They stopped.
Maybe they sort of jumped.
To where?
I don't know.
The trees?
Yeah, maybe.
Look,
That's
Mabel,
what I was
Mabel looks
gonna
up.
Covered in
Looks
snow, no disturbances, nothing.
Okay, not that.
Okay, well, let's go back from where we came then.
But what if they're out here?
Do you look back from where you came?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no footsteps. Not even your own.
We might have made a itty bitty mistake.
The trees here start to thin to a clearing of sorts. There's a babbling stream and frozen over water. You hear in the distance, Mabel?
Yeah?
Mabel, are you alright?
What?
Come back home, Mabel. Are you okay?
Mom?
Make a perception check for me.
Oh, baby, I like that. That is a 15.
That was also a 15.
Actually, I'm going to roll for Kaya as well. A 16. None of you see a source of the voice. Mabel?
Yeah, hi?
Oh.
I'm by the stream. I'm getting some water.
If your mother was out here in the forest, would there not be, like, wheel tracks?
Yeah, and she doesn't come out here.
Oh! I should have accounted for that. I only thought to do the footsteps. From beneath the snow, a back arches and its spine dislocates and relocates back into itself. Hyena-like legs, grey, furry flesh, mottled with spots. A lowness to the ground that is almost honey badger-like, and a body that leads into a pale imitation of a woman's face. Are you alright? It speaks without moving its mouth.
Oh, that was so cool. Did you see that?
You all look frightened. Don't be frightened.
I'm a little bit frightened.
You were just pretending to be my mom.
Maybe. Possibly. Why do you all look so afraid?
How did you know my name?
I know many things.
Why do you all look afraid?
I think Sibly starts running.
Its jaws lock into place. You feel a hand clasp around your throat and you're pushed into the snow. Why are you afraid?
Because you're terrifying, that's why.
I'm not here to hurt you.
Okay.
I'm just hungry.
Can I kick it?
You can try.
Oh, with my little goat legs, my hooves.
Yeah, make a melee attack at disadvantage.
A 19.
No!
Wait, hold on. There's still space to go up. That is a 2. That was a big old 2.
Thank you all for listening to today's tale. This was a Balmy Balladeers production, brought to you by Elias Weaver as Mabel Mortimer, Kit Oliver as Possibly Mortimer, Billy Nicholls as Gwerxos, and me, Ted Collins, as all the rest. This show is edited by us, but would not be possible without the wonderful standard license libraries over at Zapsplat and Pixabay. We hope that you will join us in 2 weeks' time for another tale of Tanamai. And until then, you can follow us on our Instagram or Patreon at the Balmy Balladeers.